Let me tell you something. Howie Roseman has done an exquisite job of being a GM, especially these last 2 years. But to get back to the Super Bowl, I think it's about 5 moves in-house that you're going to have to make. And yes, Jalen Hurts is one of them, but I'm not going to put him in there because that should just be a no-brainer. But we're going to talk about the other 5 that need to be talked about for this Philadelphia Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl. Let me know what y'all think, man. I think I'm right. Yo, that! A-G-L-E-S.
Eagles! Eagles!
Say fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yo, that, man. You know who it is. You know what it is. Your boy, Philly Fresh, a.k.a. the General here reporting for duty. Listen, if you have not done it, make sure you hit that sub button that's right down there. There it go. Yes, and also, it is a bell next to it to let you know when I put up all this flavor. Notification gang. Yo, that gang. Yo, that. Last but not least, man, make sure you hit that like button. However the algorithm works, more people get to see me, more people get to see the merch, more people, And also, it is a share button, man. Share this video. Sharing is caring. Don't be stingy with the content. Fresh facts. Fresh facts today is Matt McCullum last night just showed and proved white men can jump. Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes, y'all was wrong. Even though Woody Harrelson did catch the alley-oop at the end of the game, well, we all know what the movie was about. All right. Matt McCullum put on a show. He put on a show. And, I don't know, 76ers, you think that you might want to bring him up? You can use the athleticism, even if it's not just dunking. But maybe it could be. I mean, they turned a guy like Aaron Gordon, who was just a dunker, into a kind of a good player. Maybe you can do the same with this guy. He got the athleticism. Maybe you need to bring him up and use him. All right. Let's get to the video. We talked about the Sixers. Now let's talk about the real things. The Philadelphia Eagles, man. All right. Number 1. You know what? This is not number 1. I said this in the intro. It's not going to be number 1. Jalen Hurts should get the deal that he needs. $50 million a year, $250, whatever the case may be. Howie Roseman get it done. And I know Howie Roseman, he can work that magic that he does. And I think Jalen Hurts will play ball by having this money up front and back-ending this and doing that. Whatever he does with it, I don't know. He's a magician, however he does that. But you got to pay him. And to me, when you're looking at a guy like Joe Burrow, who also took his team to the Super Bowl, who also was in the playoffs the last 2 years, like Jalen Hurts, but I don't think he was like MVP or nothing like not MVP, but second to MVP. He didn't get there. So when you look at it, Jalen Hurts right now is not having a better career than Joe Burrow, but it's right there. So Joe Burrow's about to get paid. Then you got Lamar Jackson. Howie Roseman, you need to get these deals done before both of those guys get paid. As soon as it's time, and I think it's like February 29th, I think that's like the first day. You need to, I know that the talk, I know y'all talking. I know it's in works. But you got to get the deal done. Don't have this like no Dak Prescott when you want to franchise the guy and then he come out there and doesn't really want to play but wants to play. Well, nope. This man wants to be here. He wants to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Get it done. Number 1 on my top 5 list, Gardner-Johnson. Now, I had a toss-up between C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Bradbury, And to me, I couldn't put both of them on the list because of both of them want to get paid. They want to get paid their worth, and Bradbury definitely wants to get paid his worth. To me, I think that you can replace a Bradbury. You can go out there and get a strong corner and probably draft 2 corners because we know Darius Slay is getting older, but a guy that can sit behind Darius Slay, learn a lot of things, and then who knows what he might be. But I think that you can get a strong corner in the draft. We're going to talk about the draft. Make sure you got your notifications on because we're going to talk about that. I got a lot of prospects that we're going to talk about. All right. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson, to me, missed, 3-4 games and still led the league in interceptions. He just has a knack for the football, and you need him. He's a trash talker. He knows how to lead. People follow him, and you come into a situation to where as though you have Marcus Epps. To me, you do not pay Marcus Epps before you pay C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So you might come into a situation to where as though you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson and a guy of Reed Blankenship who a lot of people like. A lot of people like back there. I say that's solid. But you got to get that deal done. Number 2 on this list, it's a little big dog. Now, this is only if he's coming back. Jason Kelce, and I know they just a $2 million, whatever the case may be. But you got to make sure, this is really not about money. This is just making sure that you bring this guy back. This man is the quarterback of the offensive line. He's a quarterback before the snap in his whole offense. He lets people know where they need to be. He lets the offensive line know where the blitz is coming. He's just so cerebral. I know we got Cam Jurgens, and he handpicked him, and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, you still have to make sure that Jason Kelce is coming back for another year. If he's not, then, hey, I get it. As long as he retires the Eagle. Let's go to the next one. The defensive line was dominant. We know that. We know we have 4 guys with 10 or more sacks. And out of those 4 guys, it's only 1 guy that is not under contract. And that's Javon Hargrave. Javon Hargrave had 11 sacks at the D-tackle position. And that's kind of wild and not unheard of, but you don't really get that, especially when you got other guys who are good, like how this defensive line was. To me, you got to bring Hargrave back. I love Fletcher Cox. I want him to retire an Eagle. I get it. I understand it. He had a rebuilding year this year. I've been grinding him up the last 2 to 3 years, really ever since the Super Bowl, of how unproductive he has been. But Fletcher Cox was productive. But to me, when you look at it, Hargrave is younger, Hargrave is hungrier, and Hargrave right now is better against the run and against the pass. So to me, number 3 got to be Hargrave. Then another guy that had 10 sacks, Brandon Graham. I don't care if it's a 1 year. I don't care what it is. Brandon Graham needs to retire an Eagle. Now, I say the same thing for Fletcher Cox, but he's just not on my top 5. Brandon Graham is. This man is fine wine. He gets better as time goes on. He's like one of those old Cutlasses or one of those old Chevys. You know what I mean? The value goes up as they get older. As crazy as it might sound. But this man, he's an ish talker, which I love, but he backs it up. And I think he got that Super Bowl sting. And he's going to be on a tear all year. I mean, he should have got a comeback player of the year when you look at it. Getting hurt in like week 2 last year, coming back and having double digits, having his best year of his career for real. You got to do something with Brandon Graham. My number 5 might shock a lot of people. I know y'all see the thumbnail. But when you look at it, Gardner Minshew didn't get the job done. You need a quarterback that's going to not be able to do exactly what Hurts do, because I don't think there's no quarterback in the league that can really do it. I mean, you want to put Lamar Jackson up there, yeah, he can run like him, but I don't think he can throw like him. You know what I mean? You want to put Joe Burrow in there, yeah, but he can't run like him. He can throw like him, but he can't run like him. So when you look at it, and they're not even available for backup quarterbacks. So I'm just saying, Marcus Mariota to me is a fit. And the crazy part is, we was close to really having our whole franchise just messed up by getting him, and Chip Kelly would have pulled the deal, and the deal sounded crazy but he really wanted Marcus Mariota, and they didn't pull the trigger. Thanks for that. But now when you look at it, come off Atlanta, I don't know what Atlanta's going to do, but if he's available, I would go and get a guy like Marcus Mariota, because a guy, it just seemed like this offensive coaching staff couldn't adapt to a guy that can't run the football. If you have a guy that can still do the RPOs, if Jalen Hurts get hurt, hopefully he doesn't, but you still have to have a backup plan. We are known for our backups. I mean, we know Nick Foles, you know what I mean? But then you can take it past that, the AJ Phillies of the world, the Ty Detmers of the world, the Corey Detmers of the world, all those kind of guys. You have to have a backup, but your backup needs to complement what your starter does. That way, it's not too much change. So Marcus Mariota or another quarterback, comment below, let me know. Another quarterback should be number 5. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. You already know. Stay Philly, stay fresh, y'all. Yo, that.